Hi everybody, it's Wake here from Wake's Mods. I really just wanted to, for my first video on Three Kingdoms actually, because it excited me so much. I wanted to give you guys an example of working mixed units in the game. Now everybody already knows there's already mixed units. You have units that have flag bearers and regular guys, but what is cool about Three Kingdoms is that we can now finally have mixed units with cav and infantry. I'm going to show you that, and that what this also means is there's potential for even more things in the future, and I'll talk about that as I show you guys some of this stuff. So here's a unit of spear guards that I've had inserted. Oh, by the way, I should also explain that this is using my base work in progress, my mod that's work in progress as a base, so it's not going to look like vanilla units are going to be larger than they should be, and when I show you some combat it's going to be different. Just know I'm using my mod as a base, which is heavily work in progress, by the way. But so this unit has 6 of the horse guards that I've attached to the unit in the database tables. Now they will act as part of the unit. They are in the unit. And as you can see, I've changed to where the flags are in the unit and all sorts of other things. But so this is 100% possible now. We can have, you know, mods that they want to do officers, have 1 or 2 mounted officers in a unit, or have a unit of like even, you know, the historical precedence I mean, it's cool. It's definitely going to be cool. It's going to be used for like officers and things. I think it's really cool. It makes me really want to Shogun Total War 3 because we could have really cool large mixed units, which is like, to me, the Sengoku period is like the #1 thing that I can think of for like mixed units with cavalry. But it's a really cool feature. I think it's going to be awesome. I think when the unit mods start coming out, you know, that's not really my specialty. I concentrate more on overhauls, but those people are going to have a lot of fun with this because it's not just cav. At the moment, it may be doable. I'm going to have to really take some more look into it, but at the moment, the only restriction on this system is that all of these guys are technically using the same weapon or same stats for the weapon. So it's, you know, it's like 28, and my mod it's 28 base damage and 2 AP. Even though these guys, like, let's say, I mean, they all have spears because it just so happens that that's the cavalry unit I chose, but let's say you had officers with swords, they'd still have the stats of whatever the main unit had, which is a little unfortunate to me. I'm going to try and look into fixing that so that we can have different stats as far as the weapon goes. But these guys do have different health. That can be set in the units tables for this game. So as a matter of fact, the main infantry, then the flag bearers, then the cavalry, and whatever else you want to include could all have a different health amounts. So I'm just going to show off a little bit how they operate. Now I will say that they're not working 100% how I want them to right now, or I will modify this for my own overhaul, because the entity, every unit has a corresponding entity that kind of takes into effect like its physics and all these kinds of things in the game. Right now, the entity I'm using for these cavalry, I didn't make a new entity. I'm using one of my cavalry entities, so they are going at a different speed and have different mass than everyone else in this unit, which is not ideal for what I'd want to do. So that won't look exactly how it will in the future, but that's also, you know, something modifiable. It's something people could play with, and you could get cool things. Like you could have a mixed unit of infantry who have two different speed values. So one unit, things come to mind to me that make it so that a lot of experimentation could be really cool. But let's just show this off. I'm sure everybody just wants to see that. So he's going to immediately challenge me to a duel, which I'm going to accept because Ganyu's going to kick his ass. And I'm going to win this because I'm just doing this for testing, and I gave them a bunch of peasants. And again, I'm playing my mod, so which is normally I do realism overhauls, but I'm hesitant to call what I'm going to be doing for this game. Okay, see, here we go. So this is because they have 2 different speed values. That's why they're all charging ahead. And you'll know, I'm sure you already noticed that things are much more realistic in speed to the base game, the Benny Hill. And all of these, how the battles look like they're moving in a different way and all these other things is because my mod is being used here. And if you're playing vanilla, it would look more like vanilla, you know what I mean? So where am I? So they're fighting just fine. And another thing is they can actually, I mean, this is, you can change this in the entity files or the DB files, but they can actually come off their mounts. So you can have mounted infantry in infantry, but they can still dismount, and then, you know, remount or whatever. You could have cav units with a little bit of infantry. I mean, the potential here is actually pretty awesome, which is why I wanted to make a video about it and share with the community, because I think the sooner other modders know about it, and hopefully wherever I post this on Steam or Total War Center or wherever, I'll list a few tables that you need to change for like the basic changes in order to do this. But the faster especially like the unit modders, because again, I'm not a unit modder. There's like specific guys who do that all the time, and they do it really well. But as soon as they know about this, I think the sooner we're gonna have really cool, like, wow, you kicked Dianway's ass. Oh, these heroes are not the way I want them exactly in the mod yet, so don't take that as a 100%. They're definitely still work in progress. But the sooner I get this out to people, especially modders, that they know that this exists, the sooner we're gonna have, I think, cool stuff. And then obviously in the route, so there's two of them. In the route, the guys who do have cavalry interspersed are going to be better at chasing down fleeing troops. I don't want to show you this whole battle, because unless I can get a moral defeat here quickly, which could happen, because as soon as one of them breaks, they're all going to break pretty shortly thereafter. And they should be close to breaking. Yeah, I've completely changed everything in the game for how the combat works. So there we go. I'll just finish this real quick. But that's mainly what I wanted to show you guys for now. I'll probably have a couple more videos going over a lot of the changes my mod specifically does. But if I find any more, this was one of those things where I consider this to be really cool, and I hope everyone starts taking advantage of it as soon as possible, because the more experimentation, the better. Alright guys, have an awesome day.